Hi, Sven here. Maybe you know the situation, you're at an event, attending a presentation, and the speaker is showing some slides on the screen with texts that interest you, that inspire you, that you'd like to have. So you take a photo of them. Or you're surfing somewhere on the internet and you find some posts with images, and you also want to have those texts somehow. Of course, you can copy out these texts individually using the tools that work pretty well for that nowadays. Or you can use my little automation helper that I've put together here, and with which I'll show you how you can do this much, much more easily, and above all, without spending any time on it. I'm Sven, I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been working with quality and process optimization for over 30 years. And that's not just in my professional life, but in all areas of life. I've learned a lot through trial and error, and I know what really works. Today, I have a group of companies with several software firms, and in my videos, I want to show you how you can successfully use automation and AI in your own business. So let's get started. You can see the automation I built with Make in the background here, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step so you know exactly what I did. The idea behind it is that I have a folder on my Google Drive, and I upload the images into this folder. I've already done that here. And you know how that works. I mean, I have my phone here and basically use the share function to save the images from, for example, the photo app directly into this folder. And once these images are in there, I run my automation, which works as follows. First, I search in this folder for all the images that are in it. That means I select this folder here, which I call screenshots to text, specify that I want to find files, and I haven't set any limit either. And this tool, or rather this module, Ethan, gives me the files that are in this directory. And then I create a small loop here and collect the file ID, which I'll need later, and the file name. And why do I need the file? Well, the problem is that this function doesn't always read these images in the correct order. And that's why I collect all these files, these file names in an array. And in this array, I can then sort them using the sort function, this array with these files, specifically by the original file name. Why do I do that? Because the file name of my photo, even when I use a screenshot tool here on the PKways, includes the date and time. And that's why with this original file name, I can get the images in the correct order. Then I create a Google Sheet, a Google document. I simply call it screenshot to text and add the current date to it. So with year, month, and day. The contentees, I just wrote that as the title at the top. Of course, I can also leave that out. And I create it right in the same directory. Then I go through these images. That means these are now the sorted images in this array. And I download each individual image. I do this by using the file ID that we got earlier through this array. And then I use ChatGPT to analyze the text. And for that, the Analyze Images module is exactly the right thing. And the prompt couldn't be simpler. I just write, extract all the text from the image, reply only with the text, no further information, because as you might know, ChatGPT sometimes adds an intro or something like that. And then I ask myself, how do I want to provide this image? Now, I could either use a URL or the image itself. And then this module here directly offers me the option to use this download file from Google Drive. I use GPT-4 Mini at this point, and well, then I get the text displayed accordingly. And then I simply add this text to the document I created earlier. Specifically, just by appending to the body of the document, I add the text, insert a new line, and then move this image to the done directory so that it disappears afterwards. All right, so I'll just let the whole thing run now. We see 4 texts here, 4 images. And if I start this now, just a moment. All right, run once. So as we can see here, we've received this array with the 4 images. They are then sorted. Let's take a look at that as well. image number 1, here we see the original file name, 2024, 1128, 1151. And the second one is 2024, 1128, 1156. Yes, and then the document is created, the loop runs. By now, as you can see, we're already on the 4th image. Then the text is extracted here, the various operations, and there's the result. It is added to the document and the image is moved to the done folder. Let's go in here. The Google Doc should have appeared here now. All right, I'll refresh because then the images are probably gone. Exactly. And now there's only this document here. And when I open this document, I have this title here, which I just arbitrarily added. Of course, you could also leave that out. And then here comes the text from the first image, second image, third image, fourth image. And just like that, without much effort, I've now extracted all the texts here, which I can now use further in some way. And I'd like to show you how well this text recognition actually works. With a second example, I have here 2 more slides that are very hard to read up here. Then we have several sections here. We have these 4 principles that can be seen here in these boxes. And when I go into the second image, again, there are a few sections. And here we have phases 1 through 7. And to make a comparison, I'll just delete this last module now so that the image isn't shifted. And now let's run it again. The 2 images are found, sorted. The document is created again. And then we loop over these 2 images again. Here, the text is extracted from the first image, appended to the document. Then the second image, text is extracted again, and that's it. So now let's go back in here. The images haven't been shifted now, of course, because I deleted the module. And if we look at this document now, we see here the 4 principles. The principles of the MeV strategy were developed in the 1960s. Interestingly, all 4 principles are listed here, then even a bullet point list, and then the findings with principle 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you look at this image again, you see the sections here, the 4 boxes, principle 1, 2, 3, 4. The other image also has a few sections again, the 7 phases. You can see it here again, the sections, the bullet points, and the 7 phases. So I think it's pretty cool. It helps me a lot because I often find myself in such situations. And yeah, if you liked it, leave me a like and subscribe. And I look forward to next time. Bye.